thank you very much indeed for joining us. Okay, it's going to be signed. It's been seen as being a formality now into law by the president. Now, tell us about it and how it differs from other bits of legislation which have been already enacted in the EU and elsewhere.
See, India has a very vibrant innovation ecosystem. More than 100,000 startups, more than 100 unicorns. We wanted to, and of course, a very large digital economy where the digital payment system annualized basis is running into $1.5 trillion. So to create a very balanced model where citizens' data is protected online, as well as we have a innovation ecosystem which continues to grow. So we drafted this bill in a way which is significantly different from, let's say, GDPR. There are three major differences. First difference is that this bill is principles-based, it is not prescriptive. A prescriptive bill will put so much compliance and probably it will have issues when technology changes. That's why we decided to keep all the important principles within the bill and codified those principles in the bill. Second, we have kept carve-outs for the innovation ecosystem to continue to flourish. Third, we have made sure that the entire implementation of the bill happens in a digital by design. So the entire implementation will be digital implementation, which means the grievance redressal, the appeals to the digital, to the data protection board, everything will be in a digital format.
Minister, so how then does this help domestic IT companies?
See, the well-established principles of data protection, for example, the limitation on purpose, the principle of storage minimization, the principle of data minimization, the principle of accuracy, the principle of accountability, all these have been codified in the bill. So this gives now a huge leverage to the Indian IT industry to go out to the world. Of course, there's a very vibrant IT industry, more than 227 billion US dollars worth industry. But this gives a one more lever to the IT industry to go out to the world and say that, hey, here's a very robust data protection law available in India, and much more IT work can now be done in India for global companies.
So, yeah, I guess then what does it mean for big tech companies like Google and Meta then, Minister? I mean, does it actually increase their compliance burdens now?
It doesn't increase their compliance burden because practically all major geographies having a strong digital footprint, these companies are operating. They have already established their systems out there. So we have had very, very extensive consultations. I mean, we must have interacted with more than 48 organizations. Some of the consultation meetings had more than 70 people present in the meetings, and almost 24,000 suggestions have been received. The bill has been in the working for last almost 5 years. So this kind of consultation has happened. All the global as well as domestic IT companies are very comfortable with it. See, our digital economy is quite different from digital economies in many other parts of the world. Our Prime Minister has democratized technology. Today, technology is accessible to poorest of the poor in the country. So how do we create a legal framework where access to justice to a rich person, to a person sitting in a large city, big city, is equal in case of a person living in a small remote village?
Minister, this bill also looks to create a data protection board. Can you tell us a bit more about what the role of this board could be, and can these decisions that come from this board be appealed in any way?
Yes, digital privacy requires a body which is proficient in data-related matters in the digital economy. So a data protection board will be created, which will have professionals who understand this world. We have created a 3-layer grievance redressal mechanism. The first layer is basically the company itself. if there is a problem, if somebody has a problem with one of the, let's say, social media platforms, one will get an opportunity, the right to lodge a complaint within the company, and the company will be obligated to redress it, to make sure that the customer or the user gets a chance. Next level is the Data Protection Board. And above the Data Protection Board, there is another judicial body called the TDSAT, which is an existing body. A person can appeal to that body, and of course, above that, one can go to the Supreme Court of India. So it's a very nicely thought through, very clearly laid out, very nice construct where people get multiple opportunities if their grievance is not redressed at any point of time.
I'm sure the companies involved will be the judge of that as well, Minister. But, what happens with some of these nascent technologies such as artificial intelligence and perhaps beyond that? How does this, when it becomes law, really deal with them?
This is a very good question. If we had kept the law prescriptive, then probably with the change in technology, we would have again had to go to the Parliament for amending the law. That's why we kept the law absolutely principles-based rather than making it prescription-based. So once it is principles-based, the principles of privacy are fundamental principles. They are well established all across the world. Even if technology changes, the law can now, and the law implementation process can now adapt to the changing technologies.
Minister, very quickly, what about hardware? There's been, of course, the campaign run by your Prime Minister, Narendra Modi, about Make in India. We've seen moves by Apple and the like. What are you doing in terms of attracting companies to make high-end products in the country there?
There is very good traction on manufacturing IT hardware, servers, laptops, computers in the country. And we have already 44 companies which have registered with our government portal for manufacturing in India. In fact, some of the big names, they have already started manufacturing in the country. And this is going to be as good a story as mobile phone manufacturing. I can promise you, 2 years down the line, 2 years down the line, you'll see a lot of IT hardware being manufactured and exported out of India.
Minister, can you tell us, maybe go specific, you mentioned a few global companies. Can you tell us which ones have actually shown interest in making laptops and tablets?
Listen, the Parliament is in session. I should not speak about anything which is... so I can we will be sharing the information very soon.
Okay, can you tell us a bit more about, there's a bit of confusion here when it comes to these new PC import rules. Can you clarify a little bit more about what the intention and rationale behind it is?
Listen, the import rules have been discussed with the industry for almost more than 7 or 8 months, 8 months probably. So this has been done exactly in line with our national interest, our policies, and our national security requirements. And I don't think there is any issue with the industry. The industry seniors have already met us. There is a significant transition time which is available. So I don't see any problem there. The industry has gone back very satisfied after our meetings.
Minister, thank you so much for joining us. Great of you to come on the show.